Remind me in 1 year and we'll see how it's doing. Do I take recommendations in chat? Kind of, yeah. I mean, if you recommend a game, I'll look at it. It's not guaranteed I'll play it, but I'll at least look at it, see the Steam page, stuff like that. If I like it, I might try it.
Be ready. We will stand together. Ooh, I've got butterflies in my stomach. Are you ready?
And the combat just didn't feel good to me. Like, it wasn't like I was bad the whole time, and that's why I didn't like the game yesterday. I had a game yesterday where I killed the entire lobby. Right? I had a game yesterday where I killed like 9 people. Like, I just killed the entire lobby by myself. The combat is literally just, you're just spamming spacebar, you're just spamming your dash button, and you're spamming your left click button. That's all I did. Like the other cooldowns are so long, they're not a really like what? Like, the combat was literally just spamming dash and spamming auto attack. It was so what? Like that. They need a lot more time to cook. They need a lot more time. That's all I can say. I hope the best for them, but in its current state, I don't see it. Have you heard of Beam Battles? Beam Battles, unironically good game. Beam Battles actually slaps. That's a good game. No cap.
The battle draws near.
That tickles.
I played Smite a couple times. Not a lot, but a couple. They had 8 years to cook. Well, that's why I said that's why I said it's filled with red flags. That's why I said. Oh, I looked a little bit more into the studio as well. Wait, did you know this studio is headquartered in Irvine, California? That's where I am. Do you know what other studio was headquartered in Irvine, California? You guys know what other studio is located there? You don't know. You don't know what other studio is located here. Well, Blizzard. Okay, Blizzard's located here, but yeah. That's not the one I'm talking about. Punch, 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 punch. Big punchers. Riot? I don't think Riot's in Irvine. I think Riot might be in LA or something. Frost Giant! Yes! Yes, the studio behind Stormgate is also a startup in the exact same place. I see the similarities everywhere. It's like I'm haunted by the ghosts. I swear it's not just me though. I swear there's so many similarities. It's uncanny. It's uncanny, I tell you. Are they former Blizzard? I think so. I think this Archon one is former WoW. Was it former WoW or something? Maybe? I don't remember. Actually, I think Archon might be former Ubisoft. Like, I thought they were former Ubisoft. I don't remember. Someone can Google it. But also the philosophy of the games are so similar between Stormgate and Archaron, in my opinion. Basically, the entire philosophy of both studios was we're gonna make a PvP game, and the first thing and the only thing that we're gonna focus on, the primary thing we're gonna focus on, is feedback from hardcore PvP players. Like, that's the vibe I'm really getting for this game. Like, the vibe is most definitely the thing that we're taking into consideration the most is hardcore PvP feedback. I don't think I need to explain why that's a bad idea. I think that's obvious already, but that is most certainly what's going on there.
Returning to base.
We're dead.
I must retreat. Welcome a new.
Because when I was playing Archeron, I felt like the tactical depth was there. Like the design of every item and the balancing of every item, that was there. It felt like that was the main thing they were focusing on, to be honest. Like, the game felt difficult and very balanced. That's how I felt when I was playing it. But what I didn't feel when I was playing it was fun. Like you know how some things are balanced so well that you just don't feel fun anymore? I think PoE had this problem a while back, where they just nerf, and then like, yeah, the classes are balanced now, but like no one's having fun anymore. I think Diablo had this problem as well, actually. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like, that's what I felt. Like, it felt so painstakingly balanced that I didn't, like, there was no fun. That's how it felt to me. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
You shall be defeated.
And obviously for Stormgate, the similarity there was they focused primarily on 1 versus 1 PvP, which in hindsight ended up being a big mistake because there's only about 10% of the RTS audience that plays 1v1 PvP, and there's about 80% of them that play the campaign. So really, they needed to focus campaign. They needed to attract casuals before they focus on the hardcore PvP stuff. Wait, Ranarez. Wait, is Ranarez still here? I'm curious. Wait, because you said you were installing the game last night, right? Have you played the game yet? Or no? You've played it? What do you think about it? You like it a lot? I mean, I hope you're right. You know, I really hope I'm wrong. I hope they do well. We really need more PvP games to succeed. Because all these PvP games that are failing, it is giving a bad luck to PvP games, honestly. Like, this is actually gonna harm PvP as a whole. I feel like there's so many that's been failing. So I really hope they succeed, but I can't lie to you. It doesn't look that way from what I'm looking at. But I hope I'm wrong.
Returning to base.
I welcome a new
Try and spell shield. After watching the top players play, it's a completely different game than what you experienced. That's my point! No! No, do not say that! Do not say that, Ranarest. That is literally my point. That does not make me feel better. That makes me feel worse. That is exactly what I'm saying. Do you not understand what I'm saying? What you just said? Do you not understand what you just said? They completely cater to the hardcore PvP players to make it so that if you're hardcore stacking 3-man Sweatlord 20 hours a day, it's gonna be fun for you. And that's the echo chamber in the Discord, and that's the game they made. And it's a completely different game if you play by yourself, which like 95% of people are gonna do. And it's not even the same game. It's like not nearly as fun if you play by. That's my point. That's my point. Why do they keep doing that? That is the worst thing you can do. You cannot do that. That's really bad. I hope I'm wrong, but oh boy. Oh boy. Big kicks. It's kind of true for HOTS too. Yeah. Tournament HOTS is very different than Storm League HOTS. That's true. But the difference is, I think at least, obviously I'm biased, but I can still have fun in Storm League HOTS as a solo queue player. The fun aspect was lacking for me in the other game, but they're still developing it. You know, they could make it more fun. I'll give it another shot in like 3 months, probably. See what they do. I just didn't like this iteration of it. The sweat stacks have been testing since February. It's definitely hard to solo queue. Yeah, that's my point. I mean, I've talked about this a million times. People already know what I think about this topic, but if you've been here, you've heard me talk about this, right? Like, it's just annoying because I want a good new PvP game, and it's so discouraging to see all these companies sink 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, and to me, it's like they're making very obvious mistakes that like jeopardize the future of their game. It's just always the same thing. I just keep saying the same thing over and over. It's just like hardcore sweat stacks are invited into the alpha because those are the only guys that will grind your game before it's even out. And then you take feedback that is exclusively from the hardcore sweat stacks that play 20 hours a day. And then you get a game that's only fun for this hardcore sweat stacks that play 20 hours a day. And then, like, no one casual likes playing your game, and your game just dies because you can't get any players, because the hardcore sweat stacks are 1% of your audience, and the casuals are 90% of your audience. It just seems like that keeps happening over and over. Really frustrating, honestly. Hey, Leo, cannot trade with him too much. In a competitive game, you're meant to sweat. If you cater to casuals, it won't be a competitive game. Yes and no. So a good example of a game I think catering to casuals really well, the best game that I've seen do this in recent times is Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals is a game that greatly caters to casuals. It basically has auto-aim on half of its heroes, like you don't even need to aim. The AoE on most skills is like gigantic, it's hard to miss. So Marvel Rivals, I think, is a game that did it right. Is Marvel Rivals not competitive? I would not say it's not competitive. Like, you should have a good amount of competition, and you need to cater to some amount of competition in a PvP game, of course. But basically what you're saying is like, you know, bronze to gold players are not competitive. I don't totally agree with that. You don't need only Grandmaster level feedback. You know? I think it's the opposite actually. You don't want your Grandmasters to tell you what's fun and you only include that in the game. Then you only get Grandmasters that like your game. You want your gold to your plat players to tell you what's fun. You need feedback from those guys. So that way, your gold to plat players will be having fun with the game. Because that is 90% of your player base. Your Grandmasters are like 2% of your player base. Like, sure, you can cater to the Grandmasters. And then you only have 2% of the players. And then your game just dies. You won't, like, you know, it's like, it's not just like you don't have a competitive game. It's like you don't have a game at all because your game's dead. So I think that's worse. And if anything, if your game is fun on a casual level, like, I feel like the people that are most willing to adjust are the top players. Like, there will be top players no matter what kind of skill level you incorporate into your game. Even if the skill ceiling is lower, the top players will find a way to be top players. There are top players in every game. They dedicate their time and the most time to it. They will find a way to be the best, right? So take Dota for instance. Dota has last hitting and denies. And then we had League of Legends. Took out denies. Dota players will tell you they hate it to death. It's a much lower skill ceiling. Why would you take out denies? It's a big part of the skill in the game. Same with HOTS. HOTS takes out denies. There's no denying in HOTS or League. There are still top players in HOTS and League. You know, it does not make the game worse for the top players. The top players will find a way to adapt. What you need is the casual players to enjoy your game, so you actually have a player base. That's how I think about it, at least. We're getting cooked. I'm cooked. We got giga cooked. We got 6 camp though. Watching the gameplay trailer for Fellowship, it's just raiding in dungeons from WoW, but it seems like it could work. I've never played WoW. I've never played like a single dungeon in WoW. You know what? I'll try it. I'll try that game after this and see. I might as well see what it's like, right? Because I've literally never played a single dungeon in WoW. Might as well try and see what it's like. Starcraft always catered to the top league, but it worked because it's a TVT. Because it's a 1v1 and you're matched with equal skills. So I think that is not why Starcraft worked. First of all, Starcraft was like, are we talking 1 or 2? Because it's a little different, right? So depending on what you're talking about, but either way, I think Starcraft worked first and foremost because both Starcraft 1 and Starcraft 2 had an amazing campaign. It's not that they catered to 1v1 players only. They didn't. I don't think they catered to 1v1. Because you're talking about a different era, especially if we're talking about StarCraft 1, right? Like, games that are made these days, they all are made like in Discord, and you give all your feedback on Discord. It's honestly a completely different era. There's no way anything of that sort happened when they're making StarCraft 1. Even StarCraft 2, I don't think that stuff happened. That is really more of a... I think they had much less player feedback when making both those games. You know, it's much more traditional. This was before the era of Discord. I'm sure they did have player feedback, but the players probably had to go to their office to playtest, and literally you have playtesters that way. So it's just very different. But also, StarCraft focused on having an amazing campaign. 80% of RTS players are campaign players. They had an amazing campaign, an amazing story. I think that's why StarCraft succeeded more than anything. And just by virtue of having a really good campaign, I think that is catering to casual players. Because campaign players in an RTS are the more casual players. If StarCraft came out with no campaign, or like a really shitty campaign, and just good 1v1, I honestly think it would fail, but you know, it's hard to say for sure because we've never seen that timeline.
I need some help here.
Punch! 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 This is kind of a crazy game, by the way. Punch! 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 Balancing through StarCraft is catered to the highest ranks. Yeah, that's fine. I think you're misunderstanding a little bit. I don't think your point is the same as my point. Like, balancing your most hardcore game mode can be left to the pro players. That's fine. That's not what I'm saying, really. This is getting a bit confusing. I don't think I'm explaining it too well, but I'm explaining making a game. So what I'm saying is, the equivalent of what I'm saying would be like, when you're making Starcraft, it would basically be Stormgate. So Stormgate, I don't know if you've ever seen their campaign or played it. If you're curious, just go to YouTube, search Stormgate campaign. It was honestly the most lackluster piece of shit you've ever seen in your life. Like, you can't even believe it's made in 2025. Right, so the development of Stormgate was like, its campaign was secondary. They made 1v1 first. They focused on 1v1 first. They made the 1v1, and that was their main focus, and that was the best part about the game. The 1v1 is the best part about Stormgate, by far. But because they did that, they neglected all the other game modes, and all the other game modes were complete shit. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying you're making a game and you're only appealing to the most hardcore audience while you're making the game. Like, balance decisions is a different thing to me. That's not what I'm talking about.
I'll be on my way.
That tickles.
You think of campaign and the ladder as different games in your mind? Yeah, I think of them as the same game because they're both Starcraft, right? When you open Starcraft, you can play either or. Yeah, I think that's the difference. So we're kind of talking about different things. Can you hop in Discord and type and have a call and have convos? I guess I guess you could if there's a topic you really want to discuss, but kick.
Perhaps you will remain dead this time.
There are SC2 pros that's never played the SC2 campaign. It literally is a different game.
Inspiration.
I feel like we're talking about different things though. You guys are going off on tangents. Yes, the two are very different, but we're talking about creating a game, right? That's the underlying topic that we're talking about. We're talking about making a new game, and how can you make it successful? That's the underlying topic. And the reason we're bringing up Starcraft is the Stormgate comparison, right? Starcraft had a really good campaign and a really good 1v1 experience. And I feel like that's why they succeeded. Stormgate had a god-awful campaign and a reasonably good 1v1 experience. And they failed. I don't know, this is weird, it's confusing. Maybe I'm not explaining this properly, but like, we're talking about making a game and having it succeed versus fail. Like, it doesn't matter if the StarCraft campaign is different than the 1v1. Yes, they're very different. But we're talking about making a game. When they made StarCraft, they made both the campaign and the 1v1. Like, so it doesn't matter if they're different game modes. They made the game, they made both of them. Wait, is this really hard to understand? I feel like this is not that hard to understand. I feel like this is not that hard. Am I just not explaining it at all? Oh, GG.